Hi, my name is Donald Ray, and I'd like to talk to you about tattoos. Tattoos is a form of art that has been misconstrued and misunderstood for years, for decades, for generations. What is a tattoo? A tattoo is the marking of the skin with indelible pigments to create a design that represents a portion of your life, a moment, a certain activity, a certain occasion. The tradition of tattooing reaches back thousands of years to the Lapita people in South Pacific. When I say South Pacific, I'm speaking of the Samoans, the Fijians. Pretty much there's a string of islands and nations that reach from New Zealand to South America. All of these make up what is called Polynesia or Oceania. Originally, a tattoo had four purposes. One, physical maturation. Once a boy or a girl came of age and was ready to join adult society, a lot of times they were marked with a tattoo. Another reason would be for a reward, a medal, something to represent the fortitude that you've shown during battle, during wartime. Another reason, ornamentation, just pure decoration. Tattoos can be very beautiful. Everything from the simplest tribal tattoo to the most ornament Japanese style bodysuit. Every tattoo has its own beauty in it, and every tattoo is in some kind of purpose ornamenting or decorating that body. And last but not least, they were used as a badge of social status. In the social rankings in the tribes, certain people had certain markings. The chief had a tattoo that a lowly fisherman was not allowed to have. Different rankings brought on different markings, and it was with these markings that you got tattooed in order to show your transition. The process of tattooing always involves tapping of the skin with a pigment dip tool. The tool has changed, the process has not. Originally, they used teeth from boar and fish. They used the bones of the boar and the fish. And oftentimes a shell with serrated edges was brought in, dipped in the pigment, and used to cut your skin, to dip into your skin and apply the ink. Modern appliances are motorized with surgical precision and sanitized needles. Now, the Samoans and the Islanders tattooed for thousands of years until the late 1800s into the 19th century, when Europeans and Americans began to explore the South Pacific. During that time, political and social pressures from the Europeans and the Americans wanted the savages to stop tattooing so much. The process never stopped, but it did slow down quite a bit. Modern times. The modern era of body art began with sailors in the 1940s, leading into the rebellious nature of the 1960s with the hippies and the Vietnam War and everybody wanting to rebel against what their parents wanted. Teens view the tattoos as objects of self-expression, while adults have always seen nothing but the deviant nature of the art. Tattooing has undergone a renaissance of sorts since the early 1990s. Since this time, tattooing has come into the mainstream, whether it be because of celebrities or whether it be because legitimate artists have begun to mingle with the art form. It has begun to take its place with the fine arts in many eyes. There are many who still see the deviant side of things, but there will always be that crowd. The percentage of people with tattoos nowadays has risen beyond belief. In just the last 20 to 30 years, it has been studied, and it is said that 15% of Americans admit to having one tattoo, while actually 36% have them and don't speak of them. And of that 36%, 40% of them have more than one tattoo. Now, if you look up here, I have a picture of a moko, which is a face tattoo from the Samoan Islands. Down here, I have a display of some of the early tools shells basically strapped to sticks used to lay in the ink in the skin. We almost get to a modern tattoo needle with these. They look very similar to a modern tattoo needle minus the motors. Now these here are just a few examples of my personal tattoos. I have here a tribal bear claw. I have Native American heritage, so I followed up with that, and that was my first tattoo I ever received. Down here I have a cross with angel wings. It's a memorial for my sister who passed away in 2005. That is another reason for tattooing, is to memorialize somebody you've lost or to express loss in any way. Over here I have a tribal that's almost in the Samoan style. It goes down my side. This represents a totem of protection. There's a turtle up top that represents a long life, and I have flowers representing my 3 sisters and my daughter. These are the most important people in my life, so that's what I represent. These are just a few of the examples of my personal tattoos. I think that it's an amazing experience. Tattoos have been misunderstood for years, and people just need to revisit their ideas from time to time. There are a lot of things in this life that need to be revisited, and this might be one of them. Now, like I said, tattooing is an art. Tattooing is an art that has a lot of tradition and has a lot of future. It has become mainstream, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.